Hey, what's up, people? Piz out here. Today I want to talk to you guys about the newest Blu-ray release from the fine folks over at Arrow Video. This is for the 1984 cult classic, The Adventures of Buckaroo Banzai Across the Eighth Dimension. This is going to be partly a movie review and partly a Blu-ray review because I had never seen Buckaroo Banzai until I got my hands on this Blu-ray. I'd heard a little bit about the movie beforehand, but I have to say, my expectations for this film, based upon what I'd heard about it, now after having seen it, those expectations have not only been met, they have been exceeded a million times over. And when people talk about a film like Buckaroo Banzai, they say things like, it's one of a kind, it's unique, it's original, etc., etc. I can safely say that The Adventures of Buckaroo Banzai Across the Eighth Dimension is one of the most truly original, utterly unique, and just downright bold films that I've ever seen in my life. Now let me tell you a little bit about Buckaroo Banzai. Let me tell you who Buckaroo Banzai is. He is a neurosurgeon, a physicist, a martial arts master, an explorer, an adventurer, a rock star, the frontman for Buckaroo Banzai, and the Hong Kong Cavalier. To call him a Renaissance man is not doing him justice. This guy is a jack of all trades. No, not a jack of all trades. He is a master of all trades. A master of all trades. And let me just tell you who plays Buckaroo Banzai. The great Peter Weller. The great and very much alive. If you guys watch The Sausage Factory, you're in on that joke with me. The great and very much alive Peter Weller. And let me tell you who else is in this film. Along with Peter Weller, you've got Jeff Goldblum. You've got Christopher Lloyd. You've got Ellen Barkin. You've got, oh goodness, I'm drawing a blank here. You've got Clancy Butler. You've got John Lithgow. You've got a lot of really familiar faces and a lot of really good actors and a lot of really good acting going on in Buckaroo Banzai. Now, for me to try and tell you what this film is about would take all day. Buckaroo Banzai has developed this device that will enable him to travel across dimension, interdimensional travel. There's this group of aliens. They want to steal the device so that they can use it to get back home to their dimension. There's a set of good aliens. There's a set of bad aliens. And then you've got Buckaroo Banzai and his Hong Kong Cavalier. And you've got a movie that is sci-fi, action, adventure, comedy, satire. You've got a truly genre-bending film here. I would call this movie an absurdist's feast because it is played. The Hong Kong Cavalier, they downplay it. The acting in the film from the heroes is sort of, it's over the top, but it's so downplayed that it's almost earnest. And then you've got the acting from John Lithgow, who is absolutely brilliant in this film as the villain, and all the other aliens in the film. Christopher Lloyd plays one of the aliens in the film. Oh gosh, the actor's name, he escapes me, but he's passed away now. He was in Ghost. He's been in a ton of stuff. I can see his face. He's got such a distinguishable face. He's in the film as well. They're so over the top in their villainy that the heroes are so downplayed in their heroism that it's just this beautiful sort of dance going on in it. Like I said, I can't say enough great things about John Lithgow in this film. His performance is absolutely phenomenal. Phenomenal performance from John Lithgow in this movie. He's over the top, but he's so over the top in such a beautiful, just a brilliant way. Just a brilliantly over-the-top performance from him. Peter Weller gives a brilliantly downplayed performance in the film. The cast in this movie, the acting is absolutely phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. The music in the film is beautiful. I love the music in this film. I'd love to have like a CD of this music. It's just so... It's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. I love the music in the film. It's the kind of movie, like I said, it's an absurdist feast. It's kind of a smart, cheesy, counterculture kind of movie. Which to me, when you throw all those things together in a film like this, you've really got some really smart, eclectic people behind the camera who are writing and directing this kind of film. They sort of just drop you right in the middle of this totally bizarre world with very little catch up, with very little sort of backstory, and they just expect you to either catch up or not. and whether or not you catch up or not, it's okay, because you're gonna be just enthralled in this movie. Because it's just so kind of out there. It's so odd. And it is at times difficult to kind of figure out what is going on and who's who, and they mention people but never mention them again, and you know, that's kind of okay, because honestly, you know, with a film like this, and in the case of Buckaroo Banzai, they had envisioned this becoming kind of a series. Because at the time, you know, this is the early 80s, everything was turning into a series. You had the Back to the Future series, you know, you had, you know, the Alien series was becoming a thing at that time. So they really had high hopes for this to become a series as well. This is also one of the very few films that actually at the end of it boasts, you know, like one of those stay tuned for, or you know, keep watching for Buckaroo Banzai in his next adventure. So, I mean, even at the end of this movie, they're boasting the next Buckaroo Banzai film. However, unfortunately, with this film being so off the wall and hard to follow and not easily sort of, you know, lumped into a genre, it's definitely not the kind of film that you can surmise in one clean little sentence. The people at Fox who released this film had no idea how to market it, no idea how to publicize it. It came and went really, really quickly. It was a huge flop. But with a film like this, of course, thanks to video, thanks to cable television, people saw it. They told their friends about it. Their friends told friends about it. And it became the cult classic that it is today. And it is richly deserving of its cult status because, like I said, it is one of the most truly unique, bold, like I said, just a bold, bold film that anyone would make a film like this. Like I said, there's a lot of really intelligence. There's a lot of intelligence and just, I think, just really brilliance behind this film, from the writer and from the director. I love this movie. This movie to me is like an instant classic. This is the kind of movie that I'm going to be reaching for and pulling off the shelves all the time, because I just really had an amazing time watching this movie. So much fun. Like I said, I'll say it again, an absurdist feast. It's smart, cheesy. It's just so much fun. So much fun. If you're a fan of Buckaroo Banzai, this is the way to own it. This Blu-ray is loaded with special features from the fine folks over at Arrow Video. The picture quality, the sound quality, absolutely top notch. It looks great. It sounds phenomenal. Beautiful, beautiful film, and great sounding film as well. Lots of special features on here. I did take notes because that's what I do with this kind of release. The first special feature I want to talk to you guys about is called The Tao of Buckaroo. It is an interview with Peter Weller. It's about 16 minutes in length. Peter Weller talks about making the film. He talks about how his career. He started out studying music and wanted to become a musician. and then he got into acting. And actually, there's a lot of music in the film. Like I said, Buckaroo Banzai is the front man for Buckaroo Banzai and the Hong Kong Cavalier, and there's a great musical sequence in the film as well. And on this interview, Peter Weller talks about forming, shortly after the film was over, he formed a sextet with Jeff Goldblum, who is also apparently a talented musician, and they played shows together. Can you imagine watching a musical performance with Peter Weller and Jeff Goldblum on the same stage? My head would explode Scanner style if I ever witnessed that. We also discovered that Peter Weller's inspirations for Buckaroo Banzai was a combination of Adam Ant, Elia Kazan, and Jacques Cousteau. Pretty interesting there. Also discovered that Peter Weller has a PhD in Italian Renaissance art history, and he actually teaches at UCLA. I had no idea about that, but you can tell he's a really, really smart guy, and it kind of makes sense. So that was a really fun interview with Peter Weller. We also have another interview on the film called Lord John. It's an interview with John Lithgow. It's about 13 minutes. He discusses how when he first got the script for this movie, he was totally bewildered by it. He didn't want to do it. He turned it down. He finally sat down with the writer and the director of the film, and they sort of talked him into it. They painted the big picture for him. He got it. He saw it. He bought in. And of course, he delivered that amazing performance in the film. He says that it was one of the most fun, yet most torturous shoots of his career. Really nice interview with John Lithgow there. Next up, we have got a 23-minute featurette called Buckaroo Banzai Declassified. And this combines on-set interviews back in the day with Peter Weller, Ellen Barkin, the director W.D. Richter, John Lithgow, Clancy Brown, and others. And they also edited in up-to-date or a new interview with W.D. Richter talking about the making of the film. He discusses the makeup and the visual effects in the film, discusses a different cut of the film, as a matter of fact, with an opening sequence that actually featured Jamie Lee Curtis, which was pretty interesting. Very, very entertaining featurette. Buckaroo Banzai Declassified. Very, very cool. Next up, we have a 44-minute featurette called Lincoln Center Q&A. It is from the 2011 New York Film Festival with Peter Weller and John Lithgow that was hosted by Kevin Smith, who is a huge fan of this film. He starts it out just bathing the film in praise. Peter Weller and John Lithgow, they talk about a lot of stuff during this 44 minutes. Very, very, very entertaining. Loved it. At one point, there was some guy who'd fallen asleep in the crowd, and Peter Weller was like, "Hey, wake that guy up. What the hell are you thinking? What the hell are you thinking sleeping on me?" It's hilarious. They discuss their characters. They discuss the script. They discuss their mutual bewilderment after reading the script for the first time, how the film's gained its cult status, etc., etc. Awesome, awesome featurette there. Next up, we have got a visual essay by artist and critic Matt Zoller Seitz. It's about 18 minutes. Goes into a very sort of studious and detailed dissection of the film, talking about some of the themes and the thematic elements from the film, amongst a lot of other things. Another really interesting, really cool feature on this disc. We've got the alternate opening sequence that I just talked about. It's shot like a home movie with Jamie Lee Curtis as Buckaroo Banzai's mom. Pretty cool. We've got a closing sequence that is at the end of the film. It's so awesome. I don't know why every movie should do this. Basically, Peter Weller as Buckaroo Banzai starts. He's walking in this like aqueduct, and then all the other characters from the film just sort of come along, and they're walking. They're doing this strut, and the music is blasting. Awesome music. Just amazing sequence to close out the film. We get that sequence without the closing credits. Very, very cool. We've got a bunch of deleted scenes on here as well. We've got an audio commentary with the director W.D. Richter. Only listened to a little bit of it. W.D. Richter, Really smart guy, really fun guy to hear talk about the film. Definitely looking forward to sitting down and watching the film in its entirety with his commentary. We've got a gallery. We've got something called Banzai Radio, which is an interview with a publicist who worked at Fox at the time that the movie was released, and talking about sort of how they tried to publicize the film. They went to science fiction conventions in order to publicize Buckaroo Banzai, because they figured that would be the best place to do so. All in all, this is just another phenomenal release from Arrow Video. They've knocked the ball out of the park yet again. Beautiful picture quality, beautiful sound quality, tons of special features, some really great special features on here. Like I said, the Q&A on here, which is 44 minutes with Peter Weller and John Lithgow, is worth the price alone. Great release here from the fine folks over at Arrow Video. And just, like I said, a crazy fun movie. It's criminal how much fun I had watching this movie. It's one of those movies you kind of have to see to believe, and I urge you to go see it and go pick up this release. I'll put a link to the Arrow website in the description. Go check them out, and definitely pick up Buckaroo Banzai. The Adventures of Buckaroo Banzai Across the Eighth Dimension. This is a Region B Blu-ray though, so you will either need a Region B player or a Region Free player in order to play it. Hope you guys enjoyed. As always, thanks a lot for watching. I appreciate it. Take care, and until next time, peace.